In golf?
Get as much education as you can, but even more important than that, get as much experience as you can.
Quarterback position is so deep. I don't know who's going to win the job, but
And if you win your conference now, you're basically automatically in the 12-team playoff, but you can't. Let's change that a little bit. Good morning. Happy Memorial Day. It is the 53rd episode of the Christian Ballard Show, I believe. Hope I'm doing the math right. um, it should be a little bit further along. You know, we should be in the 70s by now, but I have missed some time every once in a while, um, here or there. But, anyways, happy Memorial Day. This is a Memorial Day special. It's for America. And we'll talk some college football, don't worry, like we usually do here. If you notice, I dropped some links. I'm going to drop the StreamYard link as well. But I put some links on YouTube that I want to kind of react to and talk about. I kind of found those this morning. I didn't really have much to talk about on here other than, I mean, we could look at the SEC baseball tournament. Big Ten, ACC have pretty much capped that off. Yesterday was supposed to be Selection Sunday, I believe. So I don't, I didn't like watch the show. I didn't see if they went through with it or what had happened. Actually, I say Selection Sunday. I know that's a basketball thing. I think that they do it on Monday, so they should be doing it tonight in NCAA baseball. Anyway, but yeah, let's get into it. So, where do we want to start? Notice I didn't really put much in the title. It's the Memorial Day special. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all the servicemen and women out there who serve this great country. Love and appreciate you guys. We need that. My brother, of course, one of them out there in the Army, and just love and appreciate him for doing what he does. And, you know, for all the servicemen and women, thank you. God bless you. We cannot thank you enough for what you guys do to make sure this is a free country and um, you know, make sure that we have the freedoms that we have today so that I can even do, you know, stuff like this online. So, I mean, just a small example of why that's so important. So, anyway, gonna get back to team previews. Gonna try to get some in this week if we can. And yeah, let's get into the show. So, oh, where do we start? I got two topics that I came up with. I actually found them this morning before the show started, and I was able to type them up and get some banners and stuff. But it's not. How do I how do I put this? It's not new, but it's not so much old news either. I mean, it's kind of like a week, less than a week. I'm gonna read from Saturday Down South. Um, well, no, that's not. Hold on. Let's see what we can find here. Okay. So I just had it. Unless it's one of these links here. Let me go to YouTube real quick. Bear with me. You might hear the audio. Okay. Okay. Uh, which one is this? Okay. So sorry, I did not put notes together. I had we'll go back to it. Okay, so here's the thing. We get into this show today and we talk about hypotheticals on here all the time. And I have no issue with that. I don't have a link to this, but there was something, I think it was Tony Petitti, who's the Big Ten commissioner, had come out and wanted this. Now, if you guys have been following along, you know all about the 2014 playoff, and it's pretty much inevitable that we're probably going to go to that. Um, there's been push to get it to 14 in a couple years. Now we want to go to 16. Now the Big Ten wants to go to 24. The SEC is somewhat on board with it, but either way, it's like it's just getting crazy. But I had seen this, and again, I apologize. I couldn't find the link to it, um, unless maybe I had put it on Facebook. Maybe I could find it there. I'll search through it as I'm talking, but um, there's in basketball you have those early season tournament challenges, Big 12, SEC, ACC, Big 10. With the Pac 12, you kind of had it there for a little bit when we had the Pac 12 when it was existent. Um, oh, here it is. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is from State Media. Um, Let me see if I can share screen. I don't mind sharing my Facebook. I want to put this up. So this was a hypothetical. I thought it was an article at first that I had read, but it was actually on Facebook. So I saw this and I said, okay, that's not bad. Um, but what if we had a Big Ten SEC challenge in football? And I had shared it and I said, make it happen. This is from State Media, who covers Penn State. It says to swipe, obviously, just click the arrow, but it's a hypothetical Big Ten and SEC challenge. And I've actually heard this idea floated around a little bit. Um, Not from like the experts or anything, just kind of on some like opinionated blogs here or there, or I hear like fans on Twitter all the time talking about it now. And I don't think it's really that bad of an idea. I think it'd be great. I'm sick of seeing the SEC beat up on G5 schools every year. One is okay, but when you got two of them that cover your schedule out of 10 games, it's kind of stupid. It really is. I agree. I will say I agree with Uncle Lou. He had said a few times on his show that you should have, out of 12 games, you should have at least. He likes the idea of the SEC going to 9 conference games. So they're fixing to do that like next year. This year, actually, in 2026, I believe. And I like that too. That gives you 3 extra games. 2 of those should at least be against Power 4 competition. Even if it's the lowest. Northwestern's not that great. Let's say if Alabama had their 9 SEC games, right? And they decide we're going to put Northwestern, whether it's at home at Bryant-Denny or if we go on the road up to Indiana or Illinois. Where's Northwestern? Anyway, it's up there. Either way, it might be a beatdown, but it gives you a Power 4 opponent, right? And that's what you want to see. So you get into this Big Ten SEC challenge in football. And we talk about stuff like this all the time in college basketball, the early season tournaments, the Big 12 SEC challenge, the Big 10 ACC, the whatever it might be. But what if you had that in college football? Now it would count towards your overall record. It wouldn't harm you really unless you got absolutely destroyed. I'm talking like what Indiana did to Alabama in the Rose Bowl, destroyed. But what's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. We're going to clip this and put it up. I think this would be a good idea. This again from State Media, who covers Penn State. But could you imagine having this every year? But here's the thing. Don't do it like a home and home. Let's say, for example, gosh, it's been since 2011 since they played. You see Penn State's stadium here, but let's say if it were up to me, dream scenario, because of my grandparents and everything, and y'all know I'm an Alabama fan, Alabama Penn State. Okay, you have that on there, and you talk about, okay, whoever goes where, if it's in State College or if it's in Tuscaloosa, that won't be played the next year, but you still have Alabama facing a Big Ten team. You still have Penn State facing an SEC team. It could be LSU next year for Penn State. It could be Iowa for Alabama, something like that. Let's see. So let's see if we zoom in a little. What's up, Kurt? So this is a hypothetical, what they came up with, Big Ten SEC challenge. I want to. Is it at least one of these games? I know Ohio State, Texas play. That's already on there. But is that the only one? Unless Nebraska, Oklahoma are actually playing this year. I don't know. But here's a hypothetical list of matchups that they put on this graphic. You have Indiana, Georgia. That'd be one hell of a game, especially if you had last year's Indiana team. Ohio State, Texas, who do play in it's either one or two. Michigan, Alabama, we've seen that quite a bit recently. Saban's last game, DeBoer's first bowl game, in the what was it, Relia Quest over in Tampa over here. Southern Cal and LSU was an opener a few years ago with Brian Kelly. Oregon, Texas A&M. That'd be a fun game. Penn State, Tennessee. Now, I think Tennessee is probably in better shape at the moment than Penn State is. I hate to say that because I love Penn State because of my grandparents, and I don't really like Tennessee that much, although I miss you, BVD. You have some on here like Minnesota, South Carolina. You have Michigan State and Auburn. You have Illinois, Arkansas. That's fair. Nebraska, Oklahoma. They used to be Big East foes, I believe, back in the day. So, I mean, stuff like that would come back. Northwestern and Vandy. Now, Vandy, a little bit better than what they used to be. We'll see what Jared Curtis does at quarterback this year to replace Diego Pavia. But they would play a team like Northwestern. Florida, Wisconsin. I feel like we've seen that recently in like a bowl or I don't know. Maybe it was an opener at one point. Anyway, but you get the point, right? You try to make it fair and more entertaining for the regular season. You up your game a little bit. You put the Big Ten and the SEC together. And by the way, take your pick wherever it gets played. Here's what I'll say. I would prefer if it's not neutral site. I'm sick of this opener. Like, look, you want to have a kickoff classic or something, the Chick-fil-A kickoff, the Aflac kickoff, whatever it is. I'm not against that. Why the hell is it always neutral site though? I mean, I love the fact that Alabama has these home and homes now, and we're not tied to the kickoff classics. I like that. I think that's good for the sport. I think it's good for Alabama. Um, Georgia's kind of pulling away from that a little bit. I think they don't have a neutral site game at least this year. I don't think. Um, Tennessee might. Don't they play Virginia or somebody? I don't know. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. I just have a lot of thoughts on this, but I think this Big Ten SEC challenge in football. I don't think it's not official yet, but it could be. And I think it should be. I feel like if you did a home and home, whether you play it consecutive years or every other year, whatever. For example, if you had these matchups today in 2026, if you had Indiana, Georgia, play it in Bloomington. Then the next year, at least within 2 years, go to Athens for the same game. You get what I'm saying. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents on this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Big Ten, SEC, and football, I think would be great for the regular season, for the sport, everything like that. I think we need it, and I would push. I would push Greg Sankey and company to make this official, final, and get it done. So they had some interesting matchups on there too. Hang on, let's fix this. Yeah, that works. Okay. I'm gonna move it up just a bit. Okay. Yeah. So like Penn State, Tennessee, UCLA, Mississippi State. I think at this point Mississippi State would ruin the Bruins. Pun intended. Kind of meant to rhyme there. Michigan State and Auburn once were both really good. Now they're both trying to work their way back to the top. That's a fair game. What other ones are on here? Iowa, Ole Miss. I'd say that's unfair because of Ole Miss offense, but you know, but Pete Golding is the head coach now, and Iowa's historically good defensively. Kirk Ferentz there at the helm. Uh, that could be fun. I mean, I could see Ole Miss winning by 10 or so if it's like a 24-14, something like that. Oregon A&M. I feel like if you had looked at that list, um, I feel like it's like as you go down the list, um, it doesn't get worse necessarily, but like the big games you want to see are definitely at the top. You want in the regular season Indiana, Georgia. You want Ohio State, Texas. You want Oregon A&M, and you want Michigan, Alabama. You want to see again USC and LSU. You want, I mean, you want all of these. Rutgers and Kentucky. Now, Rutgers floats around 6 or 7 wins nowadays. Kentucky is around there too, but they're struggling a bit. Um, but it would be fair, I think. You know, and who put this out? This was the Big Ten Huddle had put this one out, so I want to credit them. I saw it from state media on Facebook, but it came from them, but also the that podcast, the Big Ten Huddle, whatever. So anyway, anyway. feel like I'm coughing a little bit here. Where's my coffee? Here we go. I can get my coffee real quick. Take a sip. Check that out. Buccaneers mug, baby. 2020 NFC champs. Shout out Tom Brady. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to our next topic. Age ain't nothing but a number. So they say. There is potentially, though, in the NCAA, a new age-based model. This put out 3 days ago, the other night, around 6:15 Eastern. This came from the AP, the Associated Press in Indianapolis. Um, I'm kind of reading this alongside you guys. Indianapolis, it says the NCAA's Division I cabinet discussed possible implementation of an age-based eligibility model. Should it be approved, and signaled it would consider voting on it at its meeting next month. The NCAA said on Friday that athletes whose fourth year of college eligibility was completed by spring of 26 would not be given any more eligibility under the new model. It would also give flexibility to currently enrolled athletes with eligibility after the 25-26 academic year to apply the age-based model or continue previous eligibility rules, whichever is more beneficial to that individual. I'm just going to keep reading. I'm still trying to learn this, just like you guys are, kind of reacting along this. I haven't really read this yet. The Eligibility Center of the NCAA also would review any prospects who graduated high school before the spring of 26 but are not yet enrolled in college. Okay, so you have high school grads of 2026, that's this year, like just graduated. They're not yet enrolled in a school, okay? All other high school prospects would have to adhere to the age-based model. Let me see. The age-based eligibility model would give athletes a window of 5 years to compete in Division I, starting immediately after high school graduation or the 19th birthday, whichever comes first. It would also eliminate waivers for extended eligibility except for pregnancy, religious missions, or active duty military service. The age-based model is similar to an idea included in an executive order issued by President Donald Trump on April 3rd. Currently, athletes generally are allowed 4 seasons of competition over 5 years with no age restrictions. Still trying to figure this out a little bit. If y'all want to help out, that's fine. Again, I'm reacting to this like right off the cuff. I haven't read this yet. So, and this comes, according to the article, it comes because there's numerous athletes that have challenged the NCAA eligibility rules in lawsuits, which we've seen that, with hope of extending their college careers and ability to earn money through revenue sharing of the NIL deals. So, here's what I think. Forget what this says. I don't think an athlete, like, I get red shirts, you know. We saw early enrollees such as Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams was 17 last year, or 2 years ago, I guess, as a freshman at Alabama. He was an early graduate in high school in Saraland, Alabama. He comes to the Crimson Tide at 17 years old, and they let him play. I have no problem with that. Here's what I think. if you get accepted into school and you're an athlete, maybe you're dual enrollment. Well, I don't know. Is that's a thing? But is it dual enrollment? Is like high school and college going together? Like you're getting a fresh start, but still trying to finish up your diploma? I could be wrong on that. I could be dead wrong on that. Y'all correct me. But I don't know. I feel like um ooh, I think if you're in high school, you got to finish high school. Personally, I like that Ryan Williams came to Alabama. I like that he was 17 and he was this phenom as a freshman a couple years ago in 2024. That's great. But I still scratch my head on it. Not now. I mean, it's over. He's a junior and all that. He's like 20. But I mean, I remember thinking about it and I'm like, dang, they let this kid go at 17. Like that's good for him, but like, he finished high school early. Um, I mean, if you finish early, you finish early. But I could get the age-based model in ways. Um, I'm not so much concerned with when you start, but when you finish in college athletics. Guys like out there seeking 7 or 8 years of eligibility and play until they're 30, that ain't gonna fly on my streets, man. I don't like that. But if you want to be an early enrollee, I think you have to have a high school diploma or equivalent. I think because it shows that you finished what you needed to finish and you did what it takes to get into college. Because look, it is look. I'll be first to admit on here. I gave Southeastern a chance here in Florida. It didn't work out. I still got my degree from Wallace in Alabama. I still got my degree from there. I'm going to use it. Um, I can't be the one to harp on education too much. I was not. I was a C student. I wasn't the best at it. Just being real up front with you guys. However, it's still very important to at least try and make an effort for it. Uh, I feel like college athletes, um, like it's just getting so out of hand. Like they're getting paid now. I mean, they're making good figures. And now we want to like protest and get the age to 16, at least if you're a college athlete. Like they just want to go to college right now for athletics. And I get it. It's a dream come true if it happens and everything like that. I'm not taking anything away from college athletes. It's just you got to finish what you started. Don't quit on it. Don't give up on it. And don't jump ship just to get to the next level. Don't cheat the system. You know, that's just how I feel about it. Did I miss anything in this article? So they challenged the eligibility rules to extend their college careers and earn money through the name, image, and likeness NIL stuff. So they want to extend their college career. But they want to early start to get 5 or 6 years out of college. Um, I mean, and over a 5 year span, you're allowed if you need more than 4 seasons, you have to go to the NCAA. Now, what they're trying to do as college athletes, high school athlete or athletes really, is get it to where they have a set in stone rule to where they don't have to ask for extra eligibility. I get wanting extra eligibility in ways if you just are not feeling like you're ready for the NFL after, like maybe you were in for 4 years, but you only played one or two. and you want an extra year to prove yourself, I could get it like that. If you had 4 years to play and then you need a fifth year because, oh, it just didn't fit, if you couldn't make it work in 4 years, especially like at the big schools like Georgia and Alabama, what the hell are you doing though? I mean, seriously, think about it, man. I mean, I don't know. The NCAA cracking down on this though, with age and everything. I'm on the NCAA side, not the athletes right now. I didn't think I'd say that because the NCAA has not really stepped up at times in the past year or so with like NIL and everything. I mean, at times, like it's coming around to work that stuff out. But the way they're cracking down on this age based model, it seems is working out pretty good. I think the NCAA is going to win this case, and there's going to be some athletes that probably throw a fit over it. Probably some coaches. I don't know. I don't know personally who's wanting this and who's not, but I feel like the direction in this situation that the NCAA is going, I would take the NCAA side right now. I think we need an age based model, um, and we need to limit how long you play in college. I'm not saying take the field in football. Oh, he was on the field for 3 years. Look, if you were on the bench for 3 years, something's wrong at that school. You should have left. You should have gone where you could have played. And no more of this getting waivers for extra eligibility. It's just stupid. It really is. You better have a legit excuse other than they hurt my feelings and didn't want me to start. I said what I said. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Jeez, man. We got a couple people watching. I haven't seen anyone pop up in the comments yet. I did drop the StreamYard link if y'all want to join and give your thoughts on this. Love and appreciate you guys. We'll give it a few more minutes. I'm hoping to go for an hour, though, if at all possible. Hold on. There we go. So, did we have? Let's go to college sports here real quick. I kept thinking they don't have selection Sunday for college baseball. I want to say it's tonight. Is it tonight they pick the NCAA tournament? Um, that should be it. Let me see. Home. Now, softball World Series is set. Alabama surely in there with Coach Patrick Murphy. I bring them up. My Alabama fan here, of course, but super regional schedule. Yeah, Alabama advances to the Women's College World Series. They won Game 1 against LSU in Tuscaloosa in the Tuscaloosa Super Regional. They won it outright. I mean, it was in total 11-1, 7-0 against LSU in Game 1, 4-1 in Game 2. What other ones did we had? We had Norman, Oklahoma, Mississippi State in 3 games beat Oklahoma. Now they won it 2-1 because they split after Oklahoma won 7-1 in Game 2. Had a good Game 1 in softball. Mississippi State 11, Oklahoma 9. Just to kind of talk about that. I don't mind softball. while we wait till I think tonight for baseball, um, might as well look at softball, right? Texas Tech and Florida. Florida got eliminated after game 3. It was 16-7 in 5 innings. Jeez. Texas Tech won 10-8 and then lost 10-2 and then won 16-7 against Florida in game 3. And then you have the Knoxville Super Regional. Tennessee in 2 games, 3-1 and 2-1 respectively, eliminated Georgia to get to the World Series. So we know who's in there. We just need, I guess, do they have an actual bracket? Let me see. Not pictured or anything, but so anyway. College baseball. So I think so. What we had yesterday, we had the conference tournaments, right? This week, SEC Georgia won 11-1 over Arkansas. Not very good, at least for the Hogs. Credit to the Georgia fans out there. Southern Miss in the Sun Belt 6-2 against Troy seemed like a good game in the semifinal, and then 11-7 over Louisiana. The Big Ten, number 1 UCLA 3-2 over Oregon. That must have been a fun game in 11 innings. And then 13-6 in the ACC. Georgia Tech, shout out to Rec Talk and Sea Dog, beat North Carolina 13-6. So now we await the tournament selection. So Georgia has never won the SEC in baseball. They finally did it. So credit to the dog fans out there. Georgia and Georgia Tech, man. The state of Georgia taking over baseball now. How about that? Okay. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'm going to play some background music for you. And yeah, we will step aside. We will be right back. Give me a few minutes. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Sweet home Alabama, yeah, I represent it.
All right. How about baseball? All right. I'm just kidding. Happy Memorial Day, though. Seriously, love and appreciate you guys. I know we don't have too big a crowd this morning. Um, it is what it is there. It happens. If you are watching this back, though, I will say it is much appreciated. You have no idea how much it means to me. We've been on here, damn, it'll be 7 years this December. 7 years of Ballard Sports Media. Here in a few weeks, it'll be 6.5 years, though. So I've been doing this a while. We still got to get monetized. We're trying to get the watch hours up. I want to do this show 3 days a week. I might have to change the scheduling a bit though, because so I might could do it this Wednesday. I'm not sure yet, but I'm usually like hanging out with my girl on Wednesdays, so I don't get a chance to do the show then. I can always try to do it Monday and Friday though, for sure, before work and all that. Let me see. It's probably dropped a lot, but I am curious about our watch hours because I do want to get this monetized, man. I just don't stream enough for it, and it's not. How do I put this? Like, I don't know. For me, like the monetization and everything. So we're at 1,114 watch hours out of 3,000. We still got a long way to go, but I know we can do it, man. I've always had that dream of getting to the top in sports journalism, having my own show one day. And this is it here, but I know you could go a little further, right? You can always improve. You can always reach the top. Um, you just keep working at it. We'll get there. What would I do if I get monetized, you say? Cry. Like, about damn time. But yeah, if you watch this back, thank you. It means a lot. It really does. Um, just leave a like. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Comment down below some of your thoughts on the show. Maybe you just want to say hello or something. That's fine too. I always try to reply and respond to every comment I can. So there's that. Team previews. I could get back to. Who could we preview next, though? We did Virginia the last time around, and I think I did clip that, didn't I? Let me see. Go to videos. I should have clipped it. No, we did it with Dominic. Shoot, I still got to go back and clip that. The last one I did was 7 days ago with Ole Miss, which was the same show, I think. So I need to go back and get the Virginia one from last week. So let me go ahead and pull up that live stream. Was it on the Christian Valor show, or was it this rewatching college football game? Oh no, it's this one, yeah. Okay, so that's in my watch history, so I can always go back to that. Who? Ole Miss, Virginia. Let me see what other thumbnails I came up with. Albums, teams. Oh, let's do two. Well, no, I got three teams I could preview real quick. Um, I got Michigan, the Wolverines. I got Utah, but I got Mississippi State. We could do all three. I don't see why not. Hold on. Forget I gotta right right there. Let's do Mississippi State first. We'll pull them up and we'll talk about it. Shout out to Andrew Miller. Um, I guess if we're going to look at teams, we'll start with Mississippi State. I want to shout out my guy Andrew Miller over at the Voice of College Football. I used to work with him. Mark let me go. I couldn't always show and stuff. My apologies on my end. You know, life gets busy and stuff. Still watch you. Um, Nothing but love and respect there. It gave me a little bit of a platform. Gave me an opportunity and everything. But when you look at Mississippi State, and I'm gonna change the color real quick to kind of a maroonish. There we go. And we'll look at what they did. They went 5-7 last year. They lost games like the Egg Bowl and everything. So, um, but I think they're poised to have a better season in the SEC in general. They have a very interesting schedule. Mississippi State does, and they have a home and home opening up this year with Minnesota. I got to double check if they go there or if they come to Starkville. Let me see. Let's pull up the schedule. They go to Huntington Bank in Minneapolis. So they go there. ULM opens it up. Minnesota on the road, then South Carolina on the road. So back-to-back road games there could be tricky. Missouri, Alabama, the Battle of Highway 82, as they call it, returns at least for a few years. That should be an annual opponent going forward for both Mississippi State and Alabama to meet. I'm trying to think. I think is it LSU too? I know they get Alabama as an annual opponent, and then they get Ole Miss, of course. But anyway, at LSU after a bye week on October 10th. Oklahoma at Texas, Vandy, Auburn, Tennessee Tech, and at Ole Miss. They might have a chance against a team like Ole Miss this year, but I'm not one to really bet on it too much. I feel like their biggest strength is going to be the home games. I'm not saying every game. I don't think they have enough in them to beat Alabama, but teams like Missouri, they could probably get. Minnesota's kind of on the downside of things right now. Not completely, but like they had one good year in 2019. COVID had hit. I don't even know if they played in the Big Ten that year or if they canceled. They probably played, but they didn't go anywhere. They're borderline 6 or 7 wins. Minnesota is. Now, this will be a fun game to watch. I need to double check if they come to Starkville next year, but it should be a home and home with the SEC and the Big Ten. And again, we talked earlier in the show about the SEC Big Ten Challenge. These are the games you want to see right here. But back-to-back road games, I think for Mississippi State, I mean, with Kamario Taylor at quarterback and everything, I mean, do you trust them to win back-to-back road games? Do you think they split Minnesota and South Carolina? That's a good question. I'm not even picking losses this year on these previews. I'm just giving you straight up how I feel they could go, like record-wise. But starting again from the top, ULM at Minnesota, at South Carolina, Missouri, Alabama, bye week on the 10th of October. at LSU, Oklahoma, at Texas, Vandy, and then Auburn, Tennessee Tech, and at Ole Miss. This 3 game stretch will be fun to watch. Vandy at home, Auburn at home. Not so much Tennessee Tech. I say it's going to be the 3 game stretch though, because you get those 2 SEC games, and then you get a warm up game before Ole Miss. Could that be a 3 game win streak? And then can you go to Oxford and win against Pete Golding and Trinidad Chambliss and company? Um, that's going to be something fun to watch. Oklahoma, I mean, the teams that are going to be better, right? Alabama's going to be better than Mississippi State. We don't know what Lane Kiffin's going to look like with LSU this year. We expect them to be good, but we got to see it. Oklahoma at Texas. I mean, teams like that I expect to be better. The winnable games, I mean, they could easily, well, not easily, but they have a good chance, I would say, to start 4-0 before Alabama comes to Starkville. If that's the case, I don't expect that to be like I could see SEC Nation being there for the Alabama game in Starkville. I don't expect College Game Day to get there, but I don't know. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I mean, could Mississippi State start out pretty good? Like, could they be hot with like a 4-0 start before that Alabama game? I think there's a good chance. I wouldn't bet on it. I think the big question mark, because I'm not high on Carolina this year. I'm kind of high on Missouri, but they do get them at home. ULM right out the gate. I mean, that's a cakewalk. I think my question is going to be Minnesota. What do they look like? Um, weren't they 5-7 last year or 6-6? I think they had barely squeaked by with the bowl game. But anyways, I look at this schedule. I look at Mississippi State. I think they're in good position to win a few good games this year. If you pull off an upset like a game like Alabama, you're definitely like pushing 8 or 9 wins. I would put them, and again, I'm not really picking the losses this year. I could see them 7-5. If I had to pick losses, though, I mean, I don't expect Alabama to lose to Mississippi State. I don't know, like Texas, Ole Miss, late in the year at least, LSU, Bama. Let's say Vandy, maybe? No, not Vandy. What the hell am I saying? Auburn. You have a better chance of losing Auburn than you do Vandy, at least this year, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Um, but yeah, again, shout out to um my guy Andrew Miller at the Voice of College Football who covers Mississippi State. Good luck to the Bulldogs this year, man. I'm pulling for them. I really am, except for that game in September against us. But um, they'll be good. I think they're in a good position to win this year, some big time games, and they're going places. I do think Jeff Levy's the guy for this team, this program, and I'm not in the see it to believe it mode. I think we have seen it. It's now the don't screw it up mode for Jeff Levy. So, but y'all let me know in the comments what you guys think. I got him at 7-5 on the year for 2026 in Starkville, Mississippi. So yeah. So there's that. I'll clip that later on. That's Mississippi State. Who else can I do? You do Michigan. Oh God, I haven't done Michigan yet, have I? Let me see. Last one I did was Ole Miss. I have not done Michigan. We could do Michigan. Let me change it to maize colors. Uh, that works. I haven't even looked at their schedule. Um, I mean, I'll throw up a record so we have it, but I need to type out Michigan. Okay, Big Ten, Michigan. Who does Michigan? They play Oklahoma? I think they play Oklahoma again. I mean, you talk about home and homes. I think Michigan plays Oklahoma again. We'll look at their 2026 schedule here. That was in Norman last year, and I think the Sooners won like 24-10. They won by a couple scores. Anyway, you look at Michigan. You got a first-year head coach, Kyle Whittingham. He's been around quite a bit. Obviously, known for what he did at Utah. Never really won a natty. I think maybe he had one Pac-12 title, maybe two. But he was really, really good. I think he's going to be good at Michigan this year too in year one. But looking at Michigan's 2026 schedule, I mean, I'm kind of looking for myself for the first time. I haven't really looked at them that I know of, but yeah, you got Oklahoma, the home and home. That'll be a big noon kickoff on Fox on September 12th after Western Michigan opens things up. You get your first 4 games at home before you go to Minnesota, which we just talked about them a little bit with Mississippi State's schedule on here. These damn ads. What am I doing? They get a bye week. They host Penn State. Indiana comes to town. Rutgers, Michigan State. Go to Oregon, UCLA, and then Ohio State at the Shoe in Columbus on rivalry weekend, of course. It's a pretty decent schedule. I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of them. I would like to see them lose to a team like Penn State. I hope Penn State has a good first year with Matt Campbell, and I think they will. But I feel like that's just in favor in Ann Arbor for the Wolverines. Bryce Underwood comes back at quarterback. Justice Haynes left for Georgia Tech at running back, so you got to replace him, company. But Iowa, you always hope is a good team. I don't think they're good enough to go to Ann Arbor and win. I just see a lot of good wins here. I mean, Rutgers, Michigan State. I could see losses. Well, let's count them. Let's count them. I mean, they could be undefeated in the bye week or going into it. They could lose that Oklahoma game. Kind of high on Oklahoma this year, though. That's tough to call at the moment. When in doubt, though, my rule is pick the home team. Pick the home team. Oregon and Ohio State are going to be 2 losses. I think the big question mark, though, is Indiana. Indiana's going to rebuild and reload a little bit. I mean, they could still push for the playoff, but I mean, the defending champs come to your house. I just don't know about that Indiana game. I'll give it to Michigan. I will give it to Michigan. I don't care. I guess I would have them at geez. I guess I'll peg them at 10-2. 10-2 for Michigan. I got them in the playoffs. I don't think they win the Big Ten. I mean, I've been on record to say I think it's Ohio State or Oregon, possibly. But they'll be one of the Big Ten teams to get in the 12-team playoff this year. It's really hard to find losses for them. I mean, am I crazy? I know that they're coming in with their first full year of Kyle Whittingham and everything, and usually 9 times out of 10, you're going to take some bad losses here or there, right, in your first year. That could happen. I mean, you could lose rivalry games such as Michigan State. Jonathan Smith's over there. I think he's doing okay. But is he going to have them ready enough to go to Ann Arbor in November? I don't think so. I mean, I'd love to see an upset like that, but I would peg Michigan at 10-2 for right now. I think they're in prime position to do big things this year. I don't know how else I would put it. I mean, they're not losing to Western Michigan. They're not losing to UTEP. I don't even think. I mean, we just talked about Minnesota with the Mississippi State preview. I mean, could be an okay team, but I wouldn't put my life savings on it. I wouldn't put a penny on it. If it was the last penny, I wouldn't put it on Minnesota. So I don't know. I would go 10-2 here for Michigan. That's two. That's Mississippi State and Michigan, man. We could clip those. I want to keep going. Like I've been on for an hour five, but I know we only got a couple people watching. We haven't had any calls yet. We've gone through all of our topics, um, but I want to keep going. I want to keep going. I don't know, man. What else could we talk about this morning? Episode 53 of the Christian Ballard Show. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Would love and appreciate that. We talked a little bit of baseball. We talked some college football. What else could we talk about? What's everyone doing for Memorial Day? Y'all barbecuing? See some fireworks and stuff? I'll probably just hang out after work. I do have to work, but you know, it is what it is there. You got to do what you got to do. I don't really like working on holidays. I'd rather have the day off, but you know. We did a flashback last week, the Rose Bowl from 2017 with Georgia, Oklahoma. Let me know what games y'all want to see me review. Not preview, but review. I think in um I think coming up next month in June, I'm gonna start not with my game predictions. Like I'm not gonna give scores or anything, but I'm gonna start like doing early thoughts on some big time college football games this year, like Ohio State, Texas play, Alabama, Florida State play again. I mean, the big non-con early games within the first month or so, I'll start doing videos like that. I need to make note of that, but um, yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for football season. I'm glad we have all of you here to help the off season go by as quickly as possible. I feel like it's flown by. I mean, look, it's the middle of May. It's late May, and I feel like just yesterday. I mean, it wasn't but a month ago. Fernando Mendoza got called up to the Raiders, but it feels like does it not feel like just yesterday they won the title? Damn, dude, it's awesome. I love it. So yeah. So I need to do early thought. That's it. Early thoughts on the big time prime time games. Okay. So here's the list of videos I got. Alabama opponents 2026 ranked by quarterback potential. Christian Ballard's top 10 rivalries in college football today. That could be a good one. Toughest game for every SEC team in 2026. I'm not going to read all these, but like there's four more videos where I do coaching rankings in each conference of the Power Four. Early preview, and then I need to start picking some games I want to preview. Let me see. Pull up the schedule for the first couple weeks. Where's football? Here it is. Any in week 0? North Carolina, TCU. No. Hold on. Oh, Colorado at Georgia Tech. That's a home and home. They was in Boulder last year. Okay, let's do that. Okay. So Colorado, Georgia Tech. Here's the thing. You don't want to preview like rivalry week or anything right away because you want to save that for when it gets time for that. Because if I start talking about the Iron Bowl today, people are going to rip my butt, dude. They are. What other games we got? What about the oh, okay. Louisville versus Ole Miss. Louisville Ole Miss. I think it should be within the first. Should it be the first 3 weeks? Maybe the first 3 games for some teams, or should I do like within the first month? I should do the first month, right? Because you can at least get by with that. Clemson LSU again, and that's at LSU. And then Auburn and Baylor in Atlanta. Why the hell is that in Atlanta? It was in Baylor last year. Why the hell is it not at Jordan Hare? Stupid. Like that's supposed to be a home and home, but they moved it to Atlanta. Okay. There's no point in doing the Wisconsin game. Notre Dame and Wisconsin. I'm not doing that one. I'm not going to preview that. What good? Oh, Arkansas, Utah could be good. Mississippi State, Minnesota. We talked Mississippi State today, but Tennessee, Georgia Tech. Oh God, I might as well just do a whole. I might as well just do like a week 2 video where I talk about like the best games of week 2 instead of individual video. I don't want to do too much. You never have too much with football, right? I'm just saying. Okay, so I'll do one for week 2 before the season starts, and we'll do the best matchups for college football week 2 in 2026. How's that sound, guys? Y'all happy? I hope you're happy. Anyway, I might get started and start clipping some stuff on here. So I got to upload videos this week. I got to. We got to get back to it, man. I'm starting to treat this like it's a job. I'm trying to, at least, because it's like I really am passionate about college football and sports and my career and everything. Um, I just gotta get back to. I think I have more time than I give myself credit for. I just gotta get back to it. I don't know. So anyways, we got a commitment today at 4 o'clock. 3-star Jaden Kelly Murray is a wide receiver from I don't know where, but number 3 wide receiver in South Carolina. He's got as his finalists Colorado, Illinois, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. Cool. I might keep an eye on that this afternoon. So, anyways, no calls or anything. That's fine though. I will say, we didn't really have any calls or whatever. I love and appreciate you guys. I think I'll go ahead and end the show now. I'll get out of here. I wanted to go till 8, but I figured we'd get some people on. We had some good people watching, though. I just didn't see any comments. But I love and appreciate you guys, man. I don't do it necessarily for fame or anything. I'm not trying to get famous off YouTube. I just do it because I love sports. The reason I harp on like whether or not we had people join or whatever is I just love talking to people. So like just for future reference, look, anyone's welcome anytime. I don't hate nobody on here. If you ever want to join and the StreamYard links in the chat, go for it. By all means. And just want to say I love each and every one of you out there. We're going to get off here. It's about 7:15, so love and appreciate you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. A big roll tide from Ballard Sports Media, and a happy Memorial Day too. I hope everyone is safe, enjoys good food, time with friends and family, fireworks, whatever you got going on. I hope y'all enjoy it and have a good time. And again, thank you to all the servicemen and women out there who served this great country and gave their all so we could have all the freedom in the world. So, anyway, episode 53 in the books of the Christian Ballard Show. We will be back Friday, I believe. Probably won't be back Wednesday. We'll see. I might have something going on, but we'll at least try to get it on Friday for episode 54, if not Wednesday. So, anyway, love you guys. Jesus loves you. Keep your head up. God bless. Roll Tide. And we'll see you next time here on the Christian Ballard Show.